Saki Kashima grabbed the microphone after a losing effort at Korakuen Hall on January 10, body exhausted, championship dreams behind her, 14 years of professional wrestling carved into every muscle and every joint, and she said 4 words that sent the entire Joshi Puroresu world into stunned, devastated silence. I am retiring in April. No dramatic build-up. No championship match stipulation. No rival waiting backstage to give her a proper send-off. Just a 32-year-old woman standing in a ring that she had given her entire adult life to, telling the truth with the same bluntness and the same authenticity that defined everything she ever did between those ropes. And the Stardom faithful, the most passionate, most knowledgeable, most emotionally invested wrestling fan base in the world, felt that announcement in a place that no championship change, no title match, no Yokohama arena sellout had ever quite reached before. Because Saki Kashima was not just a champion. She was not just a veteran. She was the thread running through 14 years of Stardom history that connected every era, every faction, every generational shift this company has ever experienced. And when she walked into the Yokohama arena on April 26 for the retirement ceremony at All-Star Grand Queendom 2026, watched over by 8,015 fans who filled the building to its absolute capacity, professional wrestling lost something that it will spend years trying to understand how to replace. Let us build the full picture of who Saki Kashima actually was. Because the number that tells this story most completely is not a championship count or a career win percentage. It is 745. Saki Kashima is the 6th on the all-time list in terms of matches wrestled for Stardom, wrestling 745 matches for the company. Her all-time record is 340-384-21, with her being a 2-time high-speed champion, 1-time Goddesses of Stardom champion, and 5-time Artist of Stardom champion. Only Hazuki, Momo Watanabe, AZM, and Starlight Kid on the active roster have wrestled more matches. WWE, https://www.shows/smackdown/2026-03-27, 745 matches. In one company. Not spread across a career that hopped between promotions. Not padded by a handful of appearances at major events. 745 matches inside World Wonder Ring Stardom, an organization she helped build from the ground up during a period when women's professional wrestling in Japan was fighting for its relevance against a tide of industry indifference. The 6th most matches in company history. Standing behind only the women who are currently active and will carry this company into the next decade. The 6th most. After 14 years. After a 5-year hiatus that most performers would never have returned from. After every setback, every losing streak, every moment where the easy choice would have been to quietly walk away and let someone younger carry the torch. Saki Kashima was born May 5, 1993 in Masuda, Shimane, Japan. She debuted in 2011 and is a former 5-time Artist of Stardom champion, 1-time Goddesses of Stardom champion, and 2-time high-speed champion. Call now, https://www/WWE-live-results-March-30-202603, 2011. She was 17 years old when she first laced up her boots for Stardom. 17. At an age when most people are still figuring out who they are, Saki Kashima walked into a professional wrestling ring and decided that this was who she was going to be. And for 15 years, with a hiatus, with a return, with more losses than wins in the record books and more laughter than most performers allow themselves in public, she was exactly that. Consistently. Authentically. Unapologetically. Because here is the thing about Saki Kashima that the championships and the match records cannot fully capture. She was never the most decorated performer in Stardom's history. She was never the biggest draw. She was never the one whose name headlined every major event in a title match. And she never pretended otherwise. The 32-year-old veteran was a 15-year Stardom staple known for comedy and upsets. Last word on pro wrestling, https://lastwordonsports.com/pro wrestling/2026/04/01/the-Reason-Gunther-on-WWE-Raw, comedy and upsets. Those 2 words sound small. They are not. In professional wrestling, comedy is the hardest skill to master and the least respected when mastered well. It requires timing sharper than any submission hold. It requires the specific courage of a performer willing to be laughed at in service of the crowd's joy, knowing that the same crowd might not give you the standing ovation they give the champion, but will absolutely remember you when you are gone. Saki Kashima did comedy the way the greatest comedic performers in wrestling history have always done it, with a genuine warmth underneath the absurdity that made the crowd feel genuinely fond of her rather than simply entertained by her. And the upsets. Those mattered too. Because in a company where the championship hierarchy is clearly defined and the pecking order is rigorously maintained, a performer who can believably threaten anyone on any given night creates the specific, essential tension that keeps every match from feeling predetermined. Saki Kashima's upset victories were not flukes. They were the payoff of an audience that had invested in her character deeply enough that they could believe, in those specific moments, that tonight was her night. That specific belief, so hard to manufacture and so easy to destroy, was one of Kashima's greatest gifts to Stardom's match storytelling. Now let us talk about the retirement announcement itself, and specifically the way she chose to say goodbye, because it was as authentic and as honest and as fundamentally Saki Kashima as anything she ever did in a wrestling ring. Kashima had declared her intention to step away following Stardom's April 26 show at Yokohama Arena, citing fatigue and physical limitations as the driving forces behind her decision. "I'm tired, my stamina has reached its limit," she reiterated, framing her exit not as a dramatic storyline climax, but as a pragmatic conclusion to a long career. Yardbarker, https://www.yardbarker.com/wrestling/article/www_raw_gunther_wrestlemania_4two_K//S1_Raw_4366889. I am tired. My stamina has reached its limit. In a professional wrestling world that rewards the mythology of the performer who never admits weakness, who goes out on their shield, who continues until the body physically refuses, Saki Kashima looked at the people who love her and told them the truth. She was tired. She had given what she had to give. And rather than diminish the truth by dressing it in dramatic storyline clothing or forcing it into a retirement match she did not want or need, she chose a ceremony. At a press conference at the beginning of April, Saki confirmed that she will not be having a retirement match and instead would be having a ceremony and celebration at the show. Her final match would instead take place at Korakuen Hall on April 23, as she would team with Sayuri to take on AZM and the returning Momo Watanabe. No DQ, https://nodq.com/opinion/nodq-381-Seth-Rollins-vs-Heyfen-Gunther-VS-Ganther-Fun-Hosting-VS-Ganther-Wrestlemania-4-2, no retirement match at Yokohama Arena. A deliberate, thoughtful, deeply personal decision that tells you everything about how Saki Kashima views her relationship with professional wrestling and with the people who watched her perform it. Her final match, a tag team bout at Korakuen Hall 3 days before the ceremony, alongside Sayuri against AZM and Momo Watanabe, was the last time she would do the thing she had been doing since she was 17, and she chose to do it in Korakuen Hall. The intimate, legendary, uniquely special Korakuen Hall where Stardom's most personal moments have always lived. Not the grand stage. The home. The full retirement road: April 4 Osaka, April 5 Hamamatsu, April 8 Korakuen, April 11 Korakuen, April 23 Korakuen final match. April 26 Yokohama Arena official retirement ceremony. No DQ, https://nodq.com/opinion/nodq-381-Seth-Rollins-vs-Heyfen-Hosting-Wrestlemania-4-2. She worked her way to the end. Show by show, city by city, one last loop around the circuit that she had traveled hundreds of times over 14 years. Osaka, Hamamatsu, Korakuen Hall multiple times, and then the curtain call in Yokohama. Not the championship match. Not the dramatic program against a rival. The tour. The farewell road. The thing that lets a performer say goodbye to every city that ever chanted their name before the big arena closes the chapter permanently. Saki Kashima, who captivated fans with her kishikaze, retired in the Yokohama Arena ring. Watched over by many fans and fellow wrestlers, she brought the curtain down on her tumultuous professional career. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/wrestling/breaking-news/live/www-raw-reigns-gets-return-wrestling-reigns-gets-return-ganther-reigns-gets-return-ganther-reigns-gets-return-ganther-reigns The Japanese proverb that means rising from the dead, recovering from a hopeless situation through one's own efforts. That was her tagline, her brand, her philosophy. A woman who took a 5-year hiatus and came back. Who compiled more losses than wins in the official record and kept showing up anyway. Who was never the top of the card and never pretended to be, and loved professional wrestling so completely that none of that diminished her contribution by a single match. The event took place on April 26, 2026 at Yokohama Arena. Attendance reached a record-breaking 8,015 people, a sold-out crowd. The retirement ceremony featured various professional wrestling personalities including Tomohiro Ishii, who handed Kashima flowers, and commentator Teppei Arita, who paid a video tribute to her. Wrestling Incorporated. https://www.wrestling-inc.com/2136267/wwe-raw-seth-medically-cleared-compete-attacked-gunther. 8,015 people. A sold-out Yokohama Arena. And among the crowd in the ring, Tomohiro Ishii handing her flowers. The Stone Pitbull. One of the most physically intense, most no-frills, most authentically tough performers in the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling, standing in a Stardom ring with flowers for Saki Kashima. That image alone, that specific combination of people and flowers and an arena full of the people who showed up because this moment deserved to be witnessed, tells you everything about the respect this woman commanded across the industry she served for 15 years. And the Stardom that exists after April 26th is a different Stardom than the one that existed before. What unfolded at All-Star Grand Queendom 2026 was a storm of overwhelming generational change that no one expected yet everyone had been waiting for. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/wrestling/breaking-news/live/wwe-raw-reigns-reigns-return-3-0-19563.html. Sayaka Carrera captured the Red Belt, the World of Stardom Championship, ending Saya Kamatani's dominant reign. New blood rising, new names being written into the championship record. The generational change that Stardom has been building toward for 2 years arriving in one single breathtaking night. And Saki Kashima's retirement ceremony sat at the center of all of it. Not as a footnote, not as an interlude between title matches, but as the emotional anchor of an evening that told the whole story of what Stardom actually is, where it came from, who built it, what it cost, and where it is going next. Because you cannot understand where Stardom is heading without understanding what Saki Kashima was for the 14 years she spent inside it. She was the constant, the thread. The performer who was there for every faction and every champion and every sold-out Yokohama arena and every intimate Korakuen Hall moment. She was there when the audience was small. She was there when the audience became one of the most passionate communities in professional wrestling worldwide. She showed up 745 times and gave every single one of those matches the full honesty of who she was: comedy and upsets and genuine warmth, and a retirement roadwalk city by city, all the way to 8,015 people standing in Yokohama to say goodbye. Stardom did not lose a champion on April 26th. It lost its soul. And the beautiful, devastating, deeply human truth of that loss is that souls like Saki Kashima's are not replaced. They are carried forward. In every performer she trained alongside. In every audience member who felt something real watching her. In the specific, irreplaceable texture that her 15 years added to a company that would be genuinely lesser without them. Drop a comment right now. What is your favorite Saki Kashima memory? And do you think Stardom gives proper flowers to its veterans the way this moment deserved? Share this video because Saki Kashima deserves every single person in the global wrestling community to know her story. I'm Wrestling News CC. Saki Kashima has retired. Stardom will never be quite the same. And that is the highest compliment professional wrestling can pay to anyone who ever laced up a pair of boots. Thank you, Saki. Kishikaze forever.